In 1814, though, Robert Fulton invented the Fulton Ferry service, the first regular steam ferry service, back and forth over the East River. Made the trip to Brooklyn 10 minutes. So people started to move out of crowded Lower Manhattan into Brooklyn Heights and commute into Manhattan for work every day, making this the first commuter city, the first suburb in the United States of America. Today, this neighborhood we're looking at, Brooklyn Heights, is one of the most historic neighborhoods in New York City. It was the first entire neighborhood designated a landmark district by the Landmarks Preservation Committee, which was founded in the 1960s. The whole neighborhood, Brooklyn Heights, designated a landmark in 1965. That means none of the buildings in that neighborhood can be torn down or altered without permission. Now there are over 90 historic districts in New York City. Brooklyn Heights was the first. I live in Brooklyn Heights. Not to brag. Okay, to brag. To brag. I live in Brooklyn. It's one of the nicer neighborhoods we have here in New York City. But I share a small, smelly apartment with 4 other guys. So, you know, I think we pay for it. Now, to our right, we're looking at the Lower Manhattan skyline here. Lower Manhattan is home to the financial district. You guys know what the most famous street in Lower Manhattan is? It's Wall Street in the financial district. You guys know why Wall Street is called Wall Street? It used to be a wall. Where you walk on Wall Street today used to be a wall built by the original Dutch inhabitants of New York City. In the early 1600s, this wasn't New York, this was New Amsterdam. The Dutch were the first ones here, and they built a wall where Wall Street is today in 1654 to keep out the British invaders from the north of Manhattan. So 11 years later, 1664, 10 years later, the British came, they attacked by sea, so the wall didn't really matter. See what I mean by the rocking boat? Please stand on the ground, not on the benches, if you will. The British came, attacked by sea, and actually took over New Amsterdam in 1664. The British didn't change much, but they did change the name of the city. They changed it from New Amsterdam, renamed it after the Duke of York. They called it, of course, New Duke. New York. My fault. Guys, I didn't go over the rules. Rule number 1 on this cruise is laugh at my jokes. Got it? Got it? Rule number 2 on this cruise. Rule number 2 on this cruise is laugh at my jokes. Okay? Rule number 3 on this cruise, if my jokes are not funny, refer to rules number 1 and 2. Thank you very much. Let's continue. Now, Brooklyn, to your left, is actually the largest borough by population here in New York City. Brooklyn is home to 2.5 million New Yorkers, including myself and you, man, back there, correct? Yes. Very nice. 2.5 million New Yorkers live in Brooklyn. If Brooklyn were its own city, which it used to be before 1898, Brooklyn would be the 4th largest city in the United States of America. Larger in population than Houston, Texas. Where?
Hey, Mark, Mikey.
Austin. It's not Houston.
Mikey.
But Brooklyn would be the 4th largest city. The only larger cities than Brooklyn would be the rest of New York City, Los Angeles, California, and Chicago, Illinois. But Brooklyn is part of New York City and is part of the largest populated city in the United States of America, guys. New York City, home to 8.3 million. Brooklyn, the largest borough, 2.5 million. What are the other boroughs or counties that make up New York City, though? Here to your right, it's the heart of New York City. It's Manhattan Island. North of Brooklyn is Queens. Where's Queens at? There you go, Queens. Home of the New York Mets, unfortunately. The birthplace of Louis Armstrong and the home of the U.S. Open Tennis Tournament. Even further north is the Bronx. The Bronx is home to Yankee Stadium, the New York Botanical Gardens, and the Bronx Zoo. South of Manhattan, announced by the Staten Island Ferry, is Staten Island. A borough beyond this small island, Governor's Island, home to only 500,000 New Yorkers, the smallest in population. Those are the 5 boroughs in New York City. I know, it's really exciting. Home to 8.3 million people. Now, some people picture New York City in their minds as nothing but buildings and concrete. And we have a lot of that. But about 16% of New York City is covered with parks. Most famously, Central Park in the middle of Manhattan, sometimes referred to the lungs of New York City because of the size and location right in the center of Manhattan and the fact that it gives us a nice place to breathe fresh air, which we don't necessarily have a lot of here in New York City. The closest park to us, though, if you look to your right, you'll see Battery Park. Battery Park, situated at the lower end of Manhattan Island, is not named for the Energizer Bunny. Rules number 1 and 2. Thank you, thank you. Battery Park is named for an artillery or a battery of cannons that was set up here in Fort Clinton, that small brownstone fort that you see to your right. That was built before the War of 1812. If you look to your left, onto Governor's Island, you see Fort William. That was also built before the War of 1812. The British wanted to come back and attack us 40 years after we had won our independence from you guys. There you go. There you are. But New York City, because of Fort William and Fort Clinton there to your right, we were so well protected from the British during the War of 1812, they didn't even bother attacking New York City. They sailed south and attacked Baltimore. During the Battle of Baltimore, Francis Scott Key saw the bombs bursting in air and was inspired to write the Star-Spangled Banner, which became the national anthem of the United States. So I like to think New York should take a lot of credit for the creation of our national anthem. If we weren't so well protected, they don't attack Baltimore. If they don't attack Baltimore, there's no Star-Spangled Banner. And you know, it's a really good thing we beat the British in the War of 1812. What if we didn't, and the British take the United States back over again? And what's happening here in the U.S. today? Well, we'd be not only drinking tea, but even worse, we'd be speaking English. Rules number 1 and 2. Thank you. Terrible.